Putting Reading First in Maine, Segment 7, Phonological and Phonemic Awareness Research and Assessment.
Let's finger tap the word dog. Are you ready? You ready? D-og. Dog. Good job.
Phonemic awareness is one of the 5 essential elements of effective reading instruction. Phonemic awareness is a subset of phonological awareness. Research on phonemic awareness and knowledge about assessment tools that have been developed provide teachers with a foundation for instruction. Phonological awareness is a conscious understanding that spoken language is made up of individual sounds or phonemes. It includes the process of identifying and manipulating words, syllables, and phonemes. It also includes the skills of detecting and producing rhyme and alliteration. In order to help students develop phonological awareness, tasks are done orally so students can listen intently to the sounds within language. Students should have a solid understanding of phonological awareness before phonics instruction begins. Phonological awareness skills include hearing the separate words within a sentence, hearing the number of syllables within a word, onsets and rhymes, and phonemic awareness. Other subsets of phonological awareness are rhymes and alliteration. A phoneme is the smallest part of spoken language that makes a difference in the meaning of words. Phonemic awareness is the ability to hear, identify, and manipulate the individual sounds, or phonemes, in spoken words. Phonemic awareness skills include identification. Children recognize individual sounds in a word. For example, the initial sound in ball is b. Discrimination. Children recognize the word in a set of 3 or 4 words that has the odd sound. For example, the word book has a different beginning sound than the others. Blending. Children combine phonemes to form real words. The 3 sounds d, a, g create the word dog. Segmentation. Children break a word into its separate sounds by tapping or counting each sound. H, a, t. Manipulation. Children delete, add, or substitute a phoneme to create a word. For instance, delete the last sound in cart to make the word car. Phonological awareness, and more specifically phonemic awareness, are important. Phonological awareness is one of the strongest predictors of reading success. Strong phonological skills at the end of kindergarten result in good readers in 3rd grade. Phonological and phonemic awareness are important because before students can learn to read print, they need to become aware of how the sounds of speech work so they can make the connection between speech sounds and the printed symbols that represent these sounds. Phonological and phonemic awareness typically help children learn to read and spell. The National Reading Panel conducted an evidence-based assessment of the scientific research literature on reading and its implications for reading instruction, and published a report called Teaching Children to Read. Studies included in this report have found that phonemic awareness measured at the beginning of kindergarten is one of the best predictors of how well children will learn to read. It was also documented that phonemic awareness can be taught and learned. Phonemic awareness instruction is most effective when students are taught to manipulate phonemes by using letters. This allows students to attach a symbol to the sound. Instruction is explicit and is focused on 1 or 2 phonemic awareness skills at a time. Segmenting and blending have the greatest impact because students utilize these skills when reading and spelling. Single sessions last no more than 30 minutes. Sounds, letters, and letter names are overlearned, so children can work with them automatically in reading and spelling. And instruction is based on student assessments.
Read this out loud.
The primary purpose of assessment is to inform instruction. Administering assessments provides teachers with information about students' strengths and needs. This information can then be used to plan and deliver next steps in instruction. Let's look at a couple of examples of screening and progress monitoring tools that can be used to assess a student's phonological and phonemic awareness development. First, DIBBLES, Initial Sound Fluency and Phoneme Segmentation Fluency. The DIBBLES assessment includes 2 tasks that focus on phonemic awareness. initial sound fluency, and phoneme segmentation fluency.
This is mouse, flowers, pillow, letters. Mouse begins with the sound Listen, mouse. Which one begins with the sounds full? Good. Flowers begins with full. Pillow begins with the sound p. Listen, p. Pillow. What sound does letters begin with? Good. Letters begins with the sound l.
The purpose of initial sound fluency is to measure the student's ability to recognize and produce the initial sound or sounds of a word when given a picture that represents the word. Students are given 4 sets of 4 pictures. Students are asked to locate the picture that begins with an identified sound for 3 of the 4 pictures within each set. The final prompt within each set asks students to verbally produce the initial sound or sounds of an identified picture. Initial sound fluency is typically administered with kindergarten students at the beginning and middle of the year.
I'm going to say a word. After I say it, you tell me all the sounds in the word. So if I say Sam, you would say S, M. Let's try one. Tell me the sounds in mop.
Op.
Very good. The sounds in mop are op.
The purpose of phoneme segmentation fluency is to measure the student's ability to segment the individual phonemes within words. The ability to segment words into phonemes supports students' later ability to decode texts. Phoneme segmentation fluency has a 1-minute time limit in order to assess the student's ability to complete the task automatically and fluently. Students are given a list of words and are asked to segment or break apart the individual sounds within each word. Phoneme segmentation fluency is typically administered during kindergarten and grade 1. Benchmarks have been established for student performance on both DIBELS tasks to help teachers determine if students have developed adequate phonemic awareness skills. The Kirwan Assessment. The Kirwan Assessment consists of 6 short subtests that reflect different levels of phonological awareness. This assessment includes blending, both onset rhyme and individual phonemes, sound identification, initial and final, and segmenting individual phonemes. The first 2 sections of the Kirwan Assessment focus on blending. Part A asks a student to identify a word when presented with the onset and rhyme parts of the word.
I'm going to say some parts to words, and I want you to tell me what the word is. Okay, so if I say what's the word?
Mom.
And.
Land.
Oos.
Moose.
In Part B, students identify a word when presented with the individual sounds or phonemes of the word.
Now I'm going to say some more parts to words, and I want you to tell me what the word is. So if I say d, what's
Dad.
the b-a-k?
Back.
Next, students identify the initial sound of a word.
Now I'm going to say some words, and I want you to tell me what sound you hear at the beginning of the word. K is the sound I hear at the beginning of car. What sound do you hear at the beginning of dog?
D.
Meat. Sound you hear at the beginning of sand.
Then students identify the final sound of a word.
Now I'm going to say some words, and I want you to tell me the sound you hear at the end of the word. T is the sound I hear at the end of hat. Now tell me what sound you hear at the end of clam. What sound you hear at the end of free?
E.
The next section of the assessment asks students to orally segment the individual sounds or phonemes in a word.
Now I'm going to say some words, and I want you to tell me the sounds you hear in the words. So for the word man, the sounds in the word man are Tell me the sounds in the word no.
O.
Tell me the sounds you hear in the word ripe.
Ipe.
Tell me the sounds you hear in the word he.
E.
In the final section, students are asked to link sounds with letters. When given a word, the student points to the letter which represents the initial sound of the word.
I want you to point to the letter that says the sound you hear at the beginning of the word sat. Okay, we're going to pull it down just a little bit. Point to the letter you hear at the beginning of the word tan. Pull it down. Point to the letter you hear at the beginning of the word deck. Okay.
Each subtest has a passing score, and when a student does not achieve this passing score on a subtest, the assessment is discontinued. Students can be reassessed with the Kirwan as the year progresses after they engage in instruction in the phonological awareness skills that were difficult for them. The information that is collected from phonological and phonemic awareness assessment tools should be reviewed to determine the focus for instruction.
Let's try another. Say bed.
Bed.
Change the first sound to
Phonological and phonemic awareness instruction do not constitute a complete reading program. Rather, they serve as a critical component of a comprehensive literacy program. Research and assessment help inform the teachers so that they can effectively help their students acquire phonemic awareness and learn to read and spell.